students, in this video I am discussing about determinants of effective capacity. Okay, so here uh, the determinants of effective capacity and its utilization that can be explained through following factors. Okay, so the first one is facilities, second one is a product and the service factor, and the third one is a process factor, fourth one is a human factor, and the fifth one is a policy factor, uh, sixth one is operational factor, seventh one is supply chain factors, and the eighth one is external factors. Okay, so these are the factors. Okay, so the important factors. Okay, so first we discuss about the facilities. Okay, so here facilities refers to the infrastructure, location, equipment, layout of the workplace, comfort level at the working area, transportation facility, or to the personal and professional atmosphere and so on. Okay, so all these go a long way in deciding the effective capacity as against the installed capacity. Okay, so this is about the facilities. And the second part, okay, second part is the product and the service factor. Here product range and the design of the service have a significant influence on capacity. Okay, for example, uh, where the when items are similar. Okay, so the ability of the system to produce the second so the ability of the system to produce these items is greater than when items differ. Okay, so thus the restaurant that offers a limited range of the food that can usually prepare and serve meals at the faster rate than the restaurant which is elaborate menu. Generally speaking, the more uniform the output, the more opportunities there are for standardization. Okay, which leads to a greater capacity. Okay, so the third one is process factor. Okay, so here in this process factor, the ability of the manufacturing process to dish out the quality products affect the capacity. Okay, so in other words, if the quality of the output does not meet the standards, okay, so the rate of the output will be slowed by the need for the inspection and the network activities. Productivity also affect the capacity. Products improvements and increase the quality and productivity that can result into increase the capacity. Okay, and the fifth one is the human factor. Okay, so here the kind of the task that leads to a manufacture of the job, the type of the activities involved, the training, skill, and the experience required to perform the job, all have an impact on the output. Also the employee motivation, absenteeism, and the labor turnover have a very basic relationship with the capacity. Okay, and the fifth one is policy factor. The management policies such as following that can be affect the capacity in many ways. Okay, first one is allowing the second and the third shifts, and second one is attending the canteen facilities and subsidized rates, and allowing the employees to form trade unions, and the fourth one is allowing the employees to participate in decisions by management and so on. Okay, so the and the sixth one is operation factor. Inventory management decisions, late deliveries and purchasing requirements, and acceptability of the purchased materials and the parts, and quality inspection. Okay, so and control procedures all have an impact on effective capacity. The inventory shortages of the of even one component that can cause a temporary halt of the product assembly until the components become available. This can have a major impact on effective capacity. Okay, so and the seventh one is the supply chain factors. Okay, so supply chain management that can have a important influence on capacity management. So if the principles like JIT and Kanban, that is KANBAN, are uh, uh, practiced, okay, practice that can then the capacity becomes very dynamic. Okay, so the questions asked while the tampering with the supply chain would be what impact will the changes have on a suppliers and warehousing and distributors. Okay, so if capacity is increased, will the supply chain be able to handle the increase? Or alternately, if the capacity is decreased, what impact will the loss of a business have on these elements of the supply chain? Okay, so this is about the supply chain factors. And the last one is a external factors, that is many external factors that can be uh, affect the effective capacity. The first one is the expectation of a product, a standard of their performance by customers, and can restrict the management's option for increasing, okay, and using the capacity. The pollution standards on the products and equipment that can reduce the effect capacity. The third one is too much of paperwork required for the government regulatory agencies by engaging the employees to non-productive activities, for example ISO work, etc. Okay, so and the last one is when the trade union dictate the number of hours and the type of work employee may do, it may affect the capacity. Okay, so this is about the determinants of effective capacity. Okay, thank you.